it's Adrian. Today I'm here to bring you my spring book haul. There are only 7 books in this book haul. Some of them were gifts, so not so bad, I think. First book that I got was Heroine by Mindy McGinnis. I actually got this for my mom for her birthday in November, and my mom really enjoyed it, so I thought that I needed to read it. This one follows a girl named Mickey, and Mickey's a softball player who's been having a lot of pain. She's given prescription drugs by her doctor, and she realizes that not only do the prescription drugs take away the pain, but they actually make her feel good. So she goes down the slippery slope of drug addictions. She gets involved with the wrong group of friends, and her addiction goes from painkillers all the way down to heroin. I think this is a really important book because the opioid epidemic is such a problem. I work for a worldwide organization that deals with a life-controlling issue, so this is very important to me, and it hits really close to home for me on a daily basis. I am really excited to read it. I'd like to read it sometime this fall because it's kind of a heavy topic to read in the summer when I'm looking for more light and fluffy. This, like I said, because of my job, hits really close to home, and I don't think that I'm ready for it at this very moment. When I do read it, you can expect a spoiler-free review because I am very excited for it. The next 2 books are books that I got from my mom as a gift so I wouldn't go stir crazy during quarantine. Thanks, Mom. The first one is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This one I was really excited to get as soon as it came out because it's a psychological thriller, and she's not written a psychological thriller before. I love Colleen Hoover books. They can be kind of hit or miss, but generally speaking, I love them. This one follows a girl named Lowen, and Lowen is a writer, and she gets tasked with the opportunity to complete a series from an author who is now very ill. So her husband asks if she would come and look at her notes and finish out a series that she's started. When she's doing this, she finds an autobiography that the author was doing that reveals some pretty hefty secrets. I'm assuming that things get all wacky and out of control and we can't figure out what happens when. But I am really excited to read this one. Again, this is probably another one that I'll get to in the fall. But Colleen Hoover and psychological thrillers, I've heard a lot of good things. Let me know down below. Have you read this book and did you like it? The second book that I got from my mom is Regretting You, another Colleen Hoover book. And this one follows 2 women named Morgan and Claire. Morgan is mom, Claire is the daughter, and their relationship is not really all that great. The key factor to keeping them all together and sane is their dad, but their dad is killed in a sort of questionable accident, and now that the anchor to the family is gone, Morgan finds comfort in someone she doesn't expect to. Claire finds comfort in someone she's not supposed to be with, and things and secrets are uncovered. I wonder, is this another psychological thriller or another thriller? I don't really know. I haven't heard very much about it. I just knew that it was a newer book and I really wanted to have it. So I will be getting to this one hopefully towards the end of the summer, but we'll have to see. Next up is another contemporary, 3 for 3. That's pretty impressive for me. I don't usually do more than 1 or 2 contemporaries in one book haul. But I picked up Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway. As I was filming this just now, I had to stop because I was really confused. I knew that name from somewhere and couldn't figure it out. Robin Benway wrote Far From the Tree, which I did really enjoy, so that gives me high hopes for this one. Anyway, this one follows 2 friends, Emmy and Oliver. When they were young, they were going to be best friends with each other, but Oliver moved away. Now Oliver's back, and he finds out that he was actually kidnapped by his dad, and things just kind of unravel from there. This, if it's anything like Far From a Tree, like I said, I'm really going to love it. I don't need to know anything else about it now. I will probably pick this up in July or August, at least that's my hopes. I got it because it sounds like a fluffy contemporary, but with some grit too, not just fluff, but gritty fluff, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know. Book number 4 is another psychological thriller. I picked up The Surrogate by Louise Jensen. This one was on sale on Book Depository for $4, so I figured, why not? I think I talked about this a little bit in one of my recent videos. This one follows Kat and Nick, and Kat and Nick have been trying to get pregnant for quite some time. They finally decided on a surrogate. They find one that they would really love, and they're super excited. Just as their dreams are about to come true, they have the feeling that they're being watched. And I'm expecting that things go way downhill from there. I am really excited about this book. I don't like thrillers. Usually because they're either very predictable or very unbelievable. So I am going to give them some more chances. I have really high hopes for the Colleen Hoover book, but I am going to try to give this one also a chance and see if I can build up my love for thrillers. I do have a few on my unread shelves that I haven't quite read yet that I probably should, but I'm just never in the mood. Hopefully this will be a good one. Hopefully this will change my mind. The last 2 books in this book haul are fantasy books. The first one is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the Crescent City series. I have a review coming out for this book, I think on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, if not Thursday, then really soon. I really enjoyed this one, and I also talked about it in my May wrap-up, so you can see that. This one is a urban fantasy. It doesn't take place in our world, but in a similar world, but there are lots of fantastical creatures, shapeshifters, fae, sort of angels, archangels, all kinds of things. This one follows a girl named Bryce. Bryce's roommate was tragically, horrifically, and brutally murdered 3 years ago. 3 years later, the murders are happening again, and Bryce has been asked by the governor, who was an archangel, to help figure out who done it, basically. She's teamed up with one of the fallen angels named Hunt, and they have to go about their task of trying to figure out who did it and why. Like I said, I talked about this already in my May wrap up, and I do have a review coming, so go check out those videos and you can find out more of my thoughts. Next up is one that I'm currently in the middle of, and that is The Guinevere Deception by Kiersten White. I'm about 60 pages in. Today is June 2nd, so hopefully by the time this video goes up, I will be completely done with this book. But this one follows King Arthur from Camelot and Guinevere, only Guinevere is a changeling, and she's been sent to Arthur by Merlin to sort of help save the kingdom from some mysterious threat that she doesn't really know about. I will say quickly, first opinions, first thoughts, it's a little different than what I thought it would be. I could be wrong, things could work out differently than I think that they're going to work out, but at this moment, 60 pages in, I do like it, but I'm not enjoying it quite as much as I would. That being said, 60 pages is not a lot to determine what I think about a book. So you have to stay tuned for my June wrap-up, but I was very intrigued by this book, and I have heard some good things, so I have hope. Those are all the books that I hauled this spring. Let me know down below in the comments, what was your favorite book that you hauled this spring, so that I can add to my wish list so I can buy more books for myself, because I have a problem, obviously. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.